Welcome to Tomahawk DIY, everyone. Today we've got a little problem with the kitchen sink. As you can see, it's plugged full of water, and there's something going on here. I'm going to show you a few ideas, a few different ways you can work to get your sink flowing again. This side's plugged. This side's the side with the disposal in it. Over on the other side here, we'll turn on the water, and this is actually flowing still. So let's take a look under the sink and see what's going on. So this side's still flowing over here, so we know that the path is clear down through the U-bend or the P-trap here. This side with the disposal is where the plug is, so somewhere in here. Also check out my other video on getting your disposal working again if it's giving you a hard time. So let's see what we can do to get whatever's plugging this up taken care of. One thing you can try is using a plunger. Now, you might want to consider carefully first whether you want to use the same plunger that's been used in your toilet, or perhaps you have one specifically for a kitchen sink, or you can pick one up for pretty cheap. That's not a bad way to go, putting a plunger to use. If you're going to do that, make sure in this drain you cover it so that as you're applying some pressure here, you don't get a spout coming up on the other side. Give you a little surprise. Another thing we can try is dumping a bucket of water down this. There goes a bucket. That didn't work. So, if that doesn't work, or maybe your sink's already too full, the next thing to try is reaching your hand down. Again, making sure the disposal turned off. Feeling around there for anything that's plugging it. Alright. So if that doesn't, if you don't find anything to free up there, maybe, you know, sometimes there's a rag or something that's got, or a sponge that's gotten jammed down in there. The next thing we're going to try is actually taking apart the drain down below. Before we do that though, all this water is going to come out when we take the drain apart, so we need to scoop and transfer this over. One of the first things to do is get something to help catch the water that's going to come. I like to have a towel handy as well, just in case we start overflowing, or you can have a second bucket handy. And then it's pretty easy. We're going to start disconnecting. These are simple thumb screws. You can check out my other video here if you want to learn about cleaning out your P-trap and things like that. It's pretty much the same process. So we've got a little bit of water coming out here. I'm just going to help that along. Want to avoid having a big flood. I'm just applying a little bit of pressure here to separate these connections. So let's take a look in here. So the way this joint works is you've got water coming in from one side here, and then you have water coming from above. And there's a panel about halfway through to keep these flows from, try and prevent them from backing up to one another. So we can see that right here. So our blockage is going to be in this little section back there. To get at this, we need to get in through the top here. To do that, we're going to loosen this one right here so we can swivel this. Alright, let's see what we got. You might need to get some needle nose pliers or something to get in there. So it looks like we got a bunch of eggshells going on here. Slide this whole thing out and we'll dump it out. So there it is, jam-packed. Let's empty this thing out. There we go. That looks a little bit better. We can see right through it. Now, one thing always to remember when you're working on your sink down here, always resist the urge to rinse something out like this by turning the water on up above, because then you'll just create a flood down here. I might have learned that by experience the hard way. So now you just start to piecing this back together and slowly tightening things down. You don't want to go and tighten it all at once, but rather start getting them lined up and work your way through the different rings, tightening a little bit as you go. That'll help ensure everything sits together nicely and seals up well. One thing I like to do is wipe everything dry around here. Slip our pan back under, and then we're going to run some water for a few minutes and check and just make sure there's no slow leaks that start coming. If you're a little unsure of your handiwork, you can leave a pan under and just keep an eye on that. Make sure you don't have any water leaking slowly. Don't forget to subscribe to Tomahawk DIY and leave some feedback. Let me know if this is helpful for you. Thanks.